Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? You guys doing good too? I'm doing good too. So welcome to today's video session. Here we go. So let's check this out. So how you guys doing today? Welcome back to my video session today, guys. So today's session is all about why is it so important to have 3 modes? Do you really need them on the Nintendo Switch? Do you really need them? Come on, guys. Let's rock and roll. Woo! Alright, everybody. Come on. Rock and roll, man. Come on. Today is very exciting, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on, guys. Alright, there you go. Some rock and roll music from Jets Radio Future was okay. So today's discussion is about, right? I mean, what is this fuss all about? I don't know if it's gonna frustrate you guys. I hope you guys like this, what I'm gonna be telling you today. Because it's not cheap to do. It can be pretty expensive. Now, if we look at the today's market, right? They're talking about handheld, tabletop, TV. Now, what system are we talking about? The Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch emphasizes on these 3 modes. If I look at it, there aren't that many Nintendo Switch titles really. Okay? It goes for these 3 audiences. If you're them kind of one person, right, you're gonna buy the thing. Let's explain these modes first. A handheld mode means it's like when you have a thing in your hand and you start playing it like that with buttons at the side. A tabletop is that thing you put on the tabletop with like a stand or something, and you got a game controller, then you can play like that way. The TV, what do you think is that when you dock it, it's on the television. Yeah, like a home games console. So it's using all these kind of styles. But my point is that is it that important that it's only available in that system? Right. Okay, first of all, we're going to talk about Fujitsu, yeah? Can Fujitsu do a handheld mode? Can it? What is a way that a Fujitsu device can do handheld mode? Alright, I'll give you an example. I haven't got all the devices with me, so I only can show you some. If you got a Fujitsu smartphone, right? Something like this. This example, yeah? Now, having one of these, you can turn into a handheld, yeah? This is around about £210. This is a very high-level work-based device, yeah? It might not be much for like gaming, I would say, but I've noticed that, I mean, in terms of like emulation, this thing, it gives you a good punch. I've tried some lot of Android games on there and a lot of emulation. Okay, right. I'm not going to go too much about the Android games and emulation side of things. If you're looking for a serious handheld device, then you should go for the Fujitsu Arrows 5G. This device is pretty good as well. This one is a Fujitsu Arrows U. This one is professionally made for workers, where it's from casual to military graded. Wow. Have you ever seen a smartphone, you know, for workers going up to military graded? Construction workers, office workers, IT workers, military graded device. Wow. These Fujitsu smartphones are very special indeed. I mean, if you've seen my previous videos on this Fujitsu Arrows U, it's really incredible. Okay, we're not actually on about for workers, no? This topic's not about workers. Alright, we're not talking about workers today. We're talking about, can we get rid of that Nintendo Switch? Yes, you can. If you get something like Fujitsu Arrows U, in terms of emulation, it will go from, how can I explain it? From, I don't know, Game Boy Monochrome, whatever, NES or something, it'll take you up to Dreamcast. This thing's that good, you know. It can do a bit of GameCube as well, this thing can, but it struggles, gives you stuttering sounds because it doesn't have the power to go beyond Dreamcast, you see. But it's pretty good, this thing is. Yeah. Now, the Fujitsu Arrows 5G is the definite device. It's a flagship from Fujitsu. What I like about Fujitsu smartphones, right? They're not normal smartphones. They're phones like you are not just, watching videos or just playing games on them. No. They're high level for workers. That's what they were made for. That's why Fujitsu smartphone are number one in smartphone in Japan. Yeah. A lot of countries, right? Fujitsu smartphones are well respected. I don't know if you know about that. They don't go for the casual market because Fujitsu doesn't make smartphone for casual markets. They make it for high level workers. Obviously, Fujitsu Arrows 5G, it's about gaming. Yeah, they put gaming technology in that. Now, Fujitsu Arrows 5G, it's at Snapdragon 865. Whoa, let's check it out. Let's pump up some music, man. Come on, guys. Whoa. Fujitsu Arrows 5G. Get it, man. Come on. Here's the guy, man. To the top level, man. Kick it down. It's crazy stuff today, man. Come on, guys. I hope you like what you're hearing today. Woo! Come on. Get it. Come on. Woo! Get up. Come on, guys. Japanese style, man. Alright, there you go. Some Japanese music for Japanese tech. So, if you buy Fujitsu Arrows 5G, that is a very high-end level gaming phone. Yeah, it's not just a gaming phone. It has the top of the range features. Please do watch my Fujitsu Arrows 5G videos to see what this device can do for you. Now, this Fujitsu Arrows 5G will definitely top Nintendo Switch handheld mode. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. You could use a controller on it and then, play like a handheld mode. That is, how much does actually phone cost though? Because you guys need to know. Is it too expensive to buy that? I mean, if we look at the handheld technology, you gotta think how many stuff that phone does, It's not just like some kind of like a Nintendo Switch that just does Nintendo Switch stuff. No, no, no. This is under Android. Okay, first of all, you get all your Android apps. And on top of that, it's absolutely incredible in technology. Yeah, it will surpass the Nintendo Switch. Trust me, even Nintendo Switch OLED handheld mode cannot touch that phone. No chance. Right. So Nintendo Switch stands at £309.99. I know it's cheap, but you gotta understand, it doesn't do much for handheld. No, it's just playing Nintendo Switch games, which that's not enough. Now, the other thing is that is, if you got Fujitsu Arrows 5G, right, that will cost you about £465. That is not expensive. No. I mean, for a thing like that, it's pretty good price. I mean, in terms of my research, you should be able to get for 465. Maybe some sellers might sell it even cheaper than that. Yeah, maybe. This is a top of the range, high-end handheld technology. And it's a far better than the Nintendo Switch is. Remember, having an Android device with that kind of technology is really good. You can use user emulator on there, and you can play Nintendo Switch games as well. Tell me about it. Is a user emulator quite good? Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's pretty good. Maybe it's not better than Windows, but the Android version is still very good. It's better when it talks about handheld mode for Nintendo Switch. There's an option for buying a Fujitsu Arrows 5G will give you that handheld mode. So how can you get something with tabletop and TV? How does that work? Right. I don't know if you heard about that. Fujitsu Stylistic, they've released one of the latest installment of this device. It's called Fujitsu Stylistic Q7311. Right, but this thing is not cheap. It can cost anything from 2,200 up to 3,000, depends on your configuration, how you do it. It can go up to £3,000. This thing can, but come on, it's Windows 10 64-bit Pro Edition technology. It's not a normal thing. Okay? It's not a normal thing. It's very, very powerful. It uses Intel i7 core, 16 GB RAM, 128 GB SSD and more. And above all, GPU, Intel Xe graphics. Wow, Intel Xe graphics. Let's pump up some music, man. You hear that? Come on, guys. Get up. Come on, come on. Hear the guy. Right, cool. Now, this Fujitsu Stylistic Q7311. It's very advanced in tabletop and TV. Now the good thing about this device is that when you buy something like this, this is very ultra performance, alright? I remember when they released Fujitsu Stylistic Q74, that was really incredible. That Intel HD 4400 in there, right? That was really impressive what that was. That was a very high performance system, but that's the one they released back in 2014. Now in 2021, they released Fujitsu Stylistic Q7311. With the technology this thing uses, the Nintendo Switch got no chance touching this thing. No way. This is Windows 10, 64-bit Pro Edition we're talking about here. With all that powerful technology under the bonnet. Basically what this device is, it's a tablet, it's a professional laptop, and an ultra performance desktop PC. Not only that, it's really good for gaming as well. Really good. Because if you guys know about this, understanding more, because Intel has Intel Iris Xe graphics. It's one of the latest integrated GPU, which is absolutely amazing. I've got no words for it, man. But the manufacturers gotta understand how they can get good performance out of it. Now, Fujitsu company understands internal components really well. They will have things like CPU and GPUs, of course, which are made from different manufacturers, but they will use components, maybe even their own, from Japanese technologies. Even Fujitsu sometimes makes the components. When they do that, the system internal hardware will be to the highest levels. I don't know if you guys know this, but Fujitsu is the world's #1 PC company. They own the world's most powerful supercomputer available, topping IBM. Congratulations on that. They own one of the most powerful computer in the world. Yeah. Now, I'm not kidding you on this, because this Fujitsu Stylistic Q7311 they released, it's got such a power, technology, right, inside the hardware. Because what's a good thing about these devices they make, the Fujitsu Stylistics, yeah? They give you 3-in-1 or 4-in-1 in one system. Now, the Fujitsu Stylistic Q7311, as I said, is a tablet, laptop, desktop PC, and gaming. It's everything, all in one. This thing is a killer. I'm not joking around with you. If you guys ever seen one of these before, if you ever tried the previous devices, the older basic versions, and then they moved on to the Fujitsu Stylistic Q704, that device I owned, and it was really impressive. I was so impressed how good it really was. But now they moved on to Q7310, Q7311. Now Q7311 is one of the latest installments, and I was very surprised they moved with Intel i7 core with Intel Xe graphics in there. This is to the highest level, yeah? Now this thing cannot be a handheld because it's using a 13.1 screen size, which is quite a large screen, yeah? You can't use a handheld and go, oh, come on, let's put some buttons on that thing. No, you don't have to do that. It's too big. But what I can suggest, in the handheld mode, you can use gyroscope. If there's some gaming that uses gyroscope, then you will be able to use in handheld mode. Yeah? Yeah, when they used to have like smartphones, they use gyroscope, don't they? This can be also used in Windows 10 as well. But Windows 10, we can only use it if the system is a tablet. Yes, not a laptop. Alright? Not a laptop. It needs to be a tablet system. It needs to be a tablet PC to do that, because the gyroscope technology is made for a thing that originally came in smartphones, then it moved along into tablet PCs. Remember this thing, this tablet PC is not a normal PC. This tablet PC, right, check this out, is Windows programs, it's a Wacom, and you could do gyroscope gaming on there. Okay? In terms of handheld mode. But, whoa, it doesn't end there. You can put that in a tabletop mode with a stand, and voila, you can make a tabletop PC, and with a game controller, you can play PC games, Windows PC games. There are some Android, Windows emulation. This thing is powerful, man. It's flipping powerful. You cannot stop this thing. It's extremely powerful. Alright? This will blow away the Nintendo Switch to pieces. Trust me on that. I mean, if you want to use this thing in a handheld mode, then it needs to be gyroscope. But if you want to use tabletop, you can use a game controller there. Yeah. And also, once you have a keyboard, you can have a keyboard, you can have a port replicator, whatever. You can connect to the television. And with the television, whoa, I've got no flipping words. It's absolutely powerful on the television. It will blow your minds away. It's incredible. Yeah? I think, no, actually not think, sorry. I should have read the think. When you got this thing in your hand and the tabletop mode, it's 1080p HD. But when you connect it to the television, oh heck, we need some music, man. What about it when it comes on TV? Alright, guys. Get. Come on. Get it. Woo! Whoa. Come on, guys. Hear that? Wow, did you hear that? Incredible stuff. Now, when you connect it to a television, it can be through the keyboard, it can be through the port replicator, whatever. It will be in, are you ready for this? 4K Ultra HD. Wow. Can you do gaming 4K though? This is intellectual graphics, we're talking about here. Easy peasy. 1080p HD would be no problem in this system, man. In the handheld and tabletop mode. In some sense, right, you are able to play quite a lot of gaming in 4K Ultra HD in this thing. This thing is very extremely powerful in graphics, man. Alright, so there you go, man. Really impressive. Fujitsu Arrows 5G handheld mode. Fujitsu Stylistic Q7311 tablet, laptop, desktop PC, gaming. Handheld to be gyroscope, tabletop, handheld. Oh, sorry, tabletop and TV. Nintendo Switch is totally destroyed. Nintendo Switch doesn't have any of these technologies. What the Fujitsu Arrows 5G uses, and the Fujitsu Stylistic Q7311. No chance. It doesn't have that level at all. You bought something like that, you will never look at that system. No way. Now the final system. Panasonic Q games console. Whoa. What's this got to do with it? But this doesn't have that kind of modes. Yep, but it has one mode, doesn't it? Television. Television. Completely Fujitsu Arrows 5G, Fujitsu Stylistic Q7311 surpasses Nintendo Switch in every way. Okay? You can't touch the thing. Fujitsu in that side of things completely wins. I'm giving you an idea how you don't really need a Nintendo Switch. If you use Fujitsu Stylistic Q7311, use emulator on that, you will destroy the Nintendo Switch into pieces. If you've seen the Windows use emulator and you run down Fujitsu Stylistic Q7311, it's an absolutely awesome emulator on it. It's too good to be true, man. It's too good. Now the Panasonic Q. Now with Panasonic Q games console, I've been repeating this so many times. This system is a very high-tech home games console on television. Nintendo Switch cannot touch this thing. This thing was manufactured by Panasonic, and Panasonic put so many features in there. The features that Panasonic put in there is just absolutely awesome. I don't know what to say about that. It's too good to be true, yeah? Now, the gaming side is Nintendo GameCube in there, isn't it? Now, Nintendo GameCube owns one of the best Nintendo exclusive games ever developed on any system. Not only Nintendo platform, every single brand out there. This can be Sega, Sony, Microsoft, doesn't matter. We know for a fact Nintendo is a better company than Sega. Yeah? They develop better games than Sega every time. Sega has no chance of defeating Nintendo in gaming at all. Sony, Microsoft, they're just publishers. They don't make games. They don't make them. They just got third-party developers. Whatever exclusive game they have, that's Sony, Microsoft, yeah? Their titles are no match to Nintendo gaming. Yeah, it doesn't matter what games they release, they just can't win. They're not the best. They'll never be the best. The only game I can just think on the Sony platform that just shines is just Horizon Zero Dawn. That is all. But what about Microsoft? What does he have? He's got games just like Halo and Forza, and that's it. There's nothing else on there. Even these games, they don't appeal to me. It might appeal to some people, but I'll be honest with you, they're not the best games. No, they're not. They're just games that Sony, Microsoft, people are always bragging about. Oh, our games are no, we got these exclusive. Yeah, but you don't make them, do you? They're just made by third-party developers. And they're just on your system. That's all it is. They're not one of the best games, okay? Sony, Microsoft can never top. Not only Nintendo, they can't even beat Sega games. No, they can't. I mean, Sega's got games like Sonic the Hedgehog games. Also Sonic the Hedgehog games. Including Shadow the Hedgehog, Shenmue, Yakuza, and so many other titles they release. They can't top them games. Sega's a top quality. They got the games like Daytona USA, Ferrari Challenge, Rez. How many more shall I say? These are all like Sega Rally. Top stuff. Sega makes really and Virtual Fighter, Fighting Vipers, and so on. They got really good games, Sega's. So, I mean, Sega is a company that makes arcade games. They've always been popular arcade cabinets. You really think Sony's and Microsoft can top them? No. No. They can't top them. Now, the Panasonic Q, Panasonic having the best features in a home games console. That's just unbeatable, yeah? Because I've been telling you about from the front to the back. There's so much going on this system from Panasonic. He's done a very good job on it. A Panasonic Q is one of my favorite games console of all time. With features and all that. And adding Nintendo GameCube in there is a really big thing. Nintendo GameCube is one of the greatest gaming system ever developed. It's one of the best systems ever developed. I'll tell you straight. Nobody has ever developed anything like that entire life. Before we go further, let's just pump up some music, man. Come on. Okay, so that was cool. Now, the other thing is that with Panasonic making this thing very importantly, one of the thing that you probably never seen before, because it's a thing like it's a silver. Mirror faceplates, displays, control ports having lights. Have you ever seen a console doing all that? Well, I haven't. You know what? Since Nintendo, from Nintendo NES all the way up to Microsoft Xbox Series X, I've never seen anything like it. No. They're just boxes, aren't they? They're just a releasing system with boxes and internal hardware in there. But they're not very nice to look from outside. They're just boxes, aren't they? They'll be taking ideas from different people. You know, what's been developed before. They probably even copied the ideas. Now, Nintendo GameCube owns the best exclusives ever. Even saying that, Nintendo Switch is ripping off GameCube games. What's the reason behind that? Why is Nintendo doing silly things like that? Because there aren't that many exclusives to the system, and a lot of people buy Nintendo systems because of Nintendo game exclusives. If you don't have that kind of gaming in there, Nintendo fans don't buy them systems. They wouldn't buy it. There needs to be loads of Nintendo game exclusives, and that's the way shines on their systems. But the way I'm looking at Nintendo Switch, it's all about audiences. It's got few exclusives, but it's missing the big exclusives that the GameCube owned. And I don't find it very impressive indeed. So even the Panasonic Q, with its features from Panasonic and Nintendo game exclusives, makes it a winner even on Nintendo Switch. There's loads of ways that Nintendo Switch can fail. There's many different ways that you can, make the system a failure. But people just tend to buy this thing for three audiences: handheld, tabletop, TV. That's all it is. There's nothing else to it. So I hope you guys understand how that these three modes doesn't need to be very important to Nintendo Switch. If you listen to all the information I just told you today, Fujitsu Arrows 5G, Fujitsu Stylistic Q7311 with tablet, laptop, desktop PC, gaming. You could buy all these for your handheld, tabletop, and TV. The idea works. You can buy them one by one because they are quite expensive. And then finally, you can buy the Panasonic Q games console, which has the best features and the best gaming exclusives you will ever buy on a home console. Yeah, you cannot beat it. All right, I'll tell you straight right now. It owns the best games on any home games console you would ever buy. Nintendo Switch in a way is struggling, I would say. It's struggling. It's struggling in terms of bringing exclusives to the system. It's struggling. Nintendo can brag whatever they want, but I'll be honest with you, it's struggling to bring exclusives to the system. It's just the audiences and some of the a bit of exclusives that to the system. Okay, I'm going to name you some exclusives that the GameCube owns that are not on Nintendo Switch. And I find that quite disappointing. Okay, here we go. 1080 Avalanche. Now, 1080 Avalanche is one of the best snowboarding game ever made. I don't need to give any introduction to that game. This game is critically acclaimed as one of the best snowboarding game ever developed, and it was made by Nintendo. It's not Nintendo Switch. What a shame. Metal Gear Solid. The only system that has a Metal Gear Solid game is Nintendo GameCube, man. What? Nintendo Wii, Nintendo Wii U, Nintendo Switch don't have a Metal Gear Solid game. You tell me about it. There's an old one. No joke. Metal Gear Solid on GameCube. It still has my vote as one of the greatest Metal Gear Solid ever made. It still hasn't been beaten, even by the newer Metal Gear Solid games. No, it hasn't been beaten yet. Then Resident Evil 0. I'm not going to talk about too many Resident Evil games. When Resident Evil came out, this game was absolutely incredible looking graphics. And Resident Evil 0 was. Still, Nintendo Switch doesn't own any Resident Evils. It's lacking in them. Yeah, it's lacking in them. How can Nintendo Switch be the best system? It just isn't. Let's go further. Donkey Kong Jungle Bit. You can play this game with a game controller or bongos. This is one of the best Donkey Kong game ever developed. And the same game came on the Nintendo Wii with a new play control, which was a nunchuck and remote. I didn't like the idea. We see it. I think the best idea was the bongos. Donkey Kong Jungle Beat with bongos, the best. The best experience ever. And one of the best games ever developed. Quite a lot of games, isn't it? Metroid Prime 2. Still, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes is still one of the best Metroid Prime games. But Metroid Prime 3 Corruption came on Nintendo Wii. It wasn't that good. It was okay. I didn't like it that much. I think Metroid Prime 2 Echoes is a better game. You know how many times they kept on making these exclusives? They weren't working. They're just not that good. Now let's go further. So what did we have from Sonic Team on the Nintendo GameCube? Was it any good? Okay. Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut. Absolutely stunning version of Sonic Adventure. Has my vote as one of the most awesome game from the Sonic Adventure game. Then they moved on to Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Even better, the game was more difficult. You have to play these kind of time attack modes to get the last story. So it's quite challenging. Sonic Heroes, the best version of Sonic Heroes, definitely. So go for Sonic Heroes on Nintendo GameCube. It's the best version of the game. Then Shadow the Hedgehog. The best version of the game, definitely. This is unbeatable, these games, aren't they? We've got more third-party games like Star Wars Rogue Leader. Star Wars, I think Rogue Squadron something, Rebel Strike 3. This game was flipping awesome, man. Stunning graphics. Fast gameplay. Good story. It's good from start to the end. Both these games are. Did Nintendo Switch have any of these games? No. You know what they're doing now? They're trying to rip that game as well. What original games does Nintendo Switch have that can hold against the Nintendo GameCube? You tell me. It doesn't have anything. It doesn't. I'm not going to keep on saying different titles here. But you know what? Now I'm just going to say one more. I'm going to say just two more games. Bloody Roar Extreme. Bloody Roar Extreme is the latest installment of Bloody Roar. There was no Bloody Roar after this game. There isn't. Now, Nintendo platforms, Nintendo Wii, Nintendo Wii U, Nintendo Switch, didn't get any Bloody Roar. No. Bloody Roar Extreme stops there. They didn't get one. It's a great fighting game, a 3D fighter. It needs to be checked out. And then, I'm just going to go my final game now. Soul Calibur 2. Is there any Soul Calibur 2 on Nintendo Switch? I don't think so. The big thing about Nintendo GameCube was he had Link and he stayed in there. And the graphics and the speed of the game was gobsmacking. It was incredible version. This is the best version of Soul Calibur. I don't think it's just the best version of Soul Calibur 2. It's the best game in Soul Calibur series. It just is. It's quite enjoyable. You're not going to have Link anyway in this stage. In a Soul Calibur game. So how are you going to beat that? So, I think I made my points here. Fujitsu Arrows 5G. Fujitsu Stylistic Q7311. And Panasonic Q games console with top of the range features from Panasonic. And Nintendo, giving Nintendo GameCube exclusive game. They're one of the best on there. You know, Nintendo, you gotta start making some exclusive on the GameCube. If you're not gonna do that, then it's gonna be a big disappointment. Oh, I just forgot. There's two more games that we should be adding from Nintendo GameCube exclusives. Mario Kart Double Dash. The first character is the driver. The second one is using power-ups. The big thing about this game was that when you have these two characters, imagine you got Donkey Kong and Bowser. They're pretty heavy in weight, aren't they? If you slam them, you can't slam them because they're quite heavy, aren't they? Because if there's two guys on one cart, that cart goes really heavy. It's all about driving and power-ups. It's a really different kind of game, man. It's the best Mario Kart game, man. You can't beat it. F-Zero GX. One of the top Nintendo GameCube exclusive. I know they're going to try and put down Nintendo Switch, but you know what they're doing? They're putting the same game. They don't have any original games. They keep on putting GameCube games on Switch. They keep on doing it. Understand one thing. When Nintendo GameCube was out, these games were original. They weren't made from old systems, but the Nintendo Switch is keep on making from older systems. Like GameCube is ripping them off. So that necessarily means the Nintendo GameCube is the best system for gaming. Because if you're just ripping them games off, and another game was Wave Race, Blue Storm. They haven't even got that. How many more do you want? You know what? They're missing all these games. I'm telling you. You can get as many sales you want on Nintendo Switch. I know it's coming from the audiences. It's not coming from the games. It's not from the games. Trust me, it isn't. It just isn't. The idea is just working with the customers and consumers, with the audiences. It's that. It's not the games. No, it's not. But Nintendo GameCube has games. Yeah. If you want to own a proper Nintendo system, it needs to be a Panasonic Q games console. That's the proper Nintendo system, man. You're going to get top games on that. You will get top features and top games. Panasonic Q games console is one of the best home console ever developed. And nobody can beat that thing, I'm telling you. So there you have it. I think Nintendo Switch is just good enough, better than Sony PS5 and Microsoft Xbox Series X. When we look at in terms of that side of things, then the Nintendo Switch is a better system. But when we look at it as Fujitsu Arrows 5G, Fujitsu Stylistic Q7311 and Panasonic Q games console, then it isn't. No, then it isn't. Then them systems are better. Yeah? But if we look at Nintendo Switch, Sony PS5, Microsoft Xbox Series X, these three machines, Nintendo Switch is the best. That's what the whole idea is. Is these three brands competing against each other and winning the competition. There's nothing else to that, really. But if you look at the way I just said it, with them three other systems that I just talked about, Nintendo Switch cannot compare with them. No chance. Not a chance. But if you want the Nintendo Switch to challenge something, then it's a Sony PS5 and Microsoft Xbox Series X. Then it's better. Then it's definitely a better system. I think if you own any of them, like Fujitsu Arrows 5G, Fujitsu Stylistic Q7311, and Panasonic Q games console, you probably would never buy a Nintendo Switch. You probably wouldn't. Trust me on that. You buy any of them systems, you'll ignore it. 100%. You want handheld, you buy something like this. You're able to play Android, emulators, Nintendo Switch games on this. We use emulator. Yeah, you can do that on a handheld mode on that as well. So what's the big thing about that? Nothing. Why can't you do it? And having a 7-inch as a handheld mode is too big. A size like this is much better. It's smaller. This is right for a handheld mode. So I hope you guys enjoyed my discussion for today. Give your likes, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.